Heyo, welcome into the CHGO White Sox podcast presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Welcome into Studio A of our CHGO offices here in the West Loop of Chicago. I'm the host of CHGO White Sox podcast, Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Alongside me, as always, is Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. He's the CHGO White Sox community leader. And we have a special guest joining us at the top of the show. I met him out at the CHGO White Sox tailgate on June 22nd. It was great to meet him out there. Had some sketchbook beer as well that he brought out and had people tasting. I also kind of met him in the first episode you and Tanny did, where you guys went and met this guy, Brewmaster Jay Westbrook. What's up, Jay?
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Appreciate y'all having me this afternoon.
Excited to have you on. Why don't you tell us about the first experience of you and Jay sitting down and talking with Tanny?
It was good. I mean, I met Jay years ago through Shakia Taylor, who we've had on the show before, where he was working at Nisei Lounge and just chopping it up, talking. Went out for his birthday one time in Wicker Park. And just, through this, I didn't know at the time when I met him that he was a brewmaster. And then, he came out with the Harold's 83 Honey Wheat Ale, and I was like, man, what? Firstly, as brothers, I didn't know we had brewmasters. And Jay can tell you a little bit more about himself on how he got started in this journey, and then we'll get further into the Summer 54 beer. But Jay, tell the folks about yourself, to this new audience. We bet you at Locked On Sox, but tell the people here at CHGO White Sox about yourself and how you got started.
I appreciate that. Again, I'm Jay Westbrook. I kind of get tickled at the thought of this brewmaster narrative. I go by the Black Beer Baron. That is my name, my company name. I've been actively brewing beer for almost 3 years now, but it's been a way longer journey trying to get into brewing. So as you alluded to, Herb, there aren't very many of us in this industry. Less than 1% of all breweries are Black owned. And I just feel like craft beer space is yet another space where we can be a little bit more reflective of the consumer base.
That's cool. Yeah. And then when you came up, and people in Chicago know Harold's, and how'd you come up with the Harold's Honey Wheat Ale that came out a couple years ago, which delicious?
Me and my co-collaborator, Sam Ross, who actually full-time brews over at Goose Island now, proof positive that the Harold's 83 Honey Project worked. He came to me with this idea about a apiary over in the North Lawndale neighborhood that basically took parolees fresh out of prison and started teaching them how to be beekeepers. So I already had my fascinating story, which checks a personal box of mine. 2, it's showing love for the city of Chicago, which also checks a personal box of mine. But it also gives a little insight and history into, what the city of Chicago means to me. And speaking to Harold's 83 Honey specifically, it was named for Harold Washington, becoming the first Black mayor of Chicago back in 1983. It's also a little hat tip to Harold's Chicken, and also this guy, if you can see him. He also had a pretty good 1983 as well. And me being the Sox guy that I am, I'm always going to rep my sports fandom and try to tell that story as well, which is how we ended up at Summer 54, which is what we're here to actually talk about.
And speaking of Summer 54, we see behind you that number 9, and also to see One Dog, my man's. I mean, I tried it a couple years ago, Summer 54, and now it's the Summer 54 Hall of Fame edition brew that you guys are going to be tapping on tomorrow, Friday night at Guaranteed Rate ChiSox Bar and Grill. Tell the folks a little bit more about that journey of Summer 54, which I have the shirt on.
And I appreciate that love. Great branding right there.
It looks good in blue, too.
Thank you. So this is actually the second incarnation of Summer 54 that I produced with Haymarket. The first edition was last year. I did that in collaboration with all of our friends and insanely talented collaborator, Shakia Taylor. It was actually her idea to kind of tell this story about Ernie Banks and Minnie Minoso. So I did some research and I landed in the summer of '54 because one, that's the year in the season my mother was born. But I also found out that it was the first full season that both the North Side and the South Side had a black ball player on their team. So we kind of wanted to hone in on the summer '54, and so we went from there and started doing a little bit more digging, a little bit more research. Came to a flavor profile of mango and ruby red grapefruit. Ruby red grapefruit being a state fruit of Texas, where Ernie Banks is from, and mango being huge in Cuba, where we all know that Minnie Minoso's from. So, as I often say, the beer is the easy part. It's all about the story and the narrative and who we're saying what to and what are we saying to them. So we wanted to hone in on that friendship. We got involved with Lost Boys Inc., which is an anti-violence initiative down the street from my home in South Shore. Levante Stewart runs that and keeps kids off the streets by getting them involved with the game of baseball and softball. So it just like all of those boxes that I spoke on earlier got checked, and we took it and ran with it, and it was a huge success. But it was a little bit strong for most folks. We're talking 8.5% ABV, and I love y'all, and I want to see y'all have a good time. But I also want y'all to be okay enough to come back. You know what I'm saying? So we did some perfecting of the recipe this go around. We doubled the output. This batch was actually produced in the Haymarket Production Brewery over in Bridgman, Michigan. We brought that ABV down to 7, which is still a hearty beer. But again, you're able to have multiples, and it's on that borderline of sessionable. But most people have an elevated ABV palate anyway these days. So I felt like 7% was a nice round number for all people to enjoy summer '54.
We're talking to Jay Westbrook. He is a brewmaster, and you can follow him at Major League on Twitter, and you also can follow him on Instagram at Black Beer Baron. Jay, so going back to your childhood, can you connect why you got into beer? Like, is there a certain moment that you look back and be like, oh, this makes sense? Like, oh, this makes sense why I'm a brewmaster? Because obviously it seems that being a black brewery is very important, and it keeps coming up in every beer that you end up creating. But was there a certain childhood memory for you?
Not specifically a childhood memory per se. It was more so of what do I want to do? Because I don't want to be an employee all my life. I don't want to invest my time and energy and my gifts and talents to building someone else's legacy when there is an opportunity to not only build my own, but set the table for the next generation of folks. And that's really what I'm here to do. I'm 40 years old now, and I've been around the block 8, 9, 10 times. So I really just want to serve the purpose of letting that kid in college know at that keg party that, hey, you can also produce this, and not just in brewing. There's space for graphic designers, there's space in marketing, there's space for glass brewers, there's space for everybody in craft beer. And that's really the message that I wanted to put out when I entered the industry, because I know how hard it was for me to get in it. So it's just all about, letting people know that this is possible. And not only do you not need them, you can do it on your own.
When did you get in it? When you talk about the process, when did you feel like you got accepted or at least got into the brewing industry?
Well, it all started back in 2017 when I made my official entrance into the service hospitality industry for the sole purpose of getting into brewing. So I had to work my way up from a bar back to a bartender. Then I started lead training over at a theater on the lake over on Fullerton and Lakeshore Drive. But, I started to feel this acceptance when I would ask people about the processes of making beer, about what goes into it, the math and the science and the chemistry, and those hard, long days in a hot brew house where you're doing 30-minute spurts of frenzied activity, then you're standing around for 2 hours cleaning, because that's basically what the brewing process is. And I found myself fascinated by that. Instead of running, away from all these perceived negatives, I found it interesting. And I was like, you know what, I really want to do this. So right around when the pandemic hit was when Harold's 83 Honey first went to market, and quarantine allowed me to just immerse myself fully, because I didn't have to worry about going to bartend or being an employee. I was able to basically grow and cultivate a business from my bedroom.
I'd love to talk to you about the jerseys behind yourself, too, because Minnie, obviously big because of the Summer 54 beer, but One Dog, I feel like he's a Sox legend that doesn't get a ton of love. So seeing a One Dog jersey is pretty sweet.
Yeah, One Dog was my favorite Sox player growing up. I mean, I just loved his defensive range. And actually, funny story, I got this jersey because I still do bartend at Nisei Lounge, and I was at one of Shaquille Taylor's events. I think it was for Jackie Robinson Day, and I wanted to represent an underappreciated Black Sox player. And I was like, wait a minute. One Dog played for the Sox and the Cubs. There's no way these people up in Lakeview are going to give me crap about this jersey. They still did. It's fine. Everything's fine.
And being a White Sox fan, I'm sure this first half of the season's been rough on you. Any aspirations, any predictions coming up for this second half, which Sean and I are going to talk about after we talk to you? Anything you're looking forward to in this second half for the ChiSox?
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I am a Libra, which means I'm a master at emotional detachment. I have just been watching this team objectively since probably the second week of May without feeling a thing. Like even when TLR walked Buddy with two strikes, I was more like I was more into Freddie Freeman's surprise reaction, and it brought me great joy because I refuse to let this team upset me. I'm still a fan of this team. I will remain a fan of this team, but I'm not gonna let them hurt me. To quote Lil Jon, if you don't give a damn, I don't give a you know the rest. So
You could call something
in
else.
terms of in terms of what I expect out of the second half of the season, the answer is nothing. Nothing. Like you're not going to disappoint me. You're not going to make me happy. We just have a relationship where we're just going about our business. We're going through the motions until it's over.
Yeah, and it's tough to just. I mean, I have so much emotion to this team just because 2019 was great, 2020 was great, 2021 was great, and it just feels like I don't know, your buddy showing up an hour late to dinner. Like it just feels disrespectful. Like at
Yeah.
this point, 92
Yeah.
games into this.
At this point, let's chase individual goals. I'm really enjoying watching Dylan Cease's upward trajectory. And I mean, obviously, I love Tim Anderson, but like I said, I don't really like the bar is the floor for me in the second half of the season. You can't possibly hurt me anymore. You're not going to sucker me into thinking that you have a legitimate chance of that wild card spot or even doing anything if you secure that. So I got
And
good beer though.
yes, you do. And speaking of that good beer, you're going to be at ChiSox Bar and Grill, which is right connected to Guarantee Rate Field tomorrow, Friday night, right before the Guardians game. Tell the folks more about that.
Yeah, so the Sox and also the Gibsons group are very, very gracious in allowing me to bring in this story and this beer ahead of Minnie Minoso's induction into the Baseball Hall of Fame Sunday. Timing is everything, and we kind of nailed it on this. But speaking of Shot Sox Bar and Grill, will be open like 2.5 hours before game time. I'll be doing a light tapping, light tasting, so all are welcome. If you have tickets to the game, if not. We'll be tasting out Summer 54, the Hall of Fame edition, and also toasting Manny Minoso and the legacy that he created for himself and the rest of the black ball players that reside in Chicago.
I mean, you talked about how you attach your emotions, attaching your emotions to the Summer of '54 project. How has that helped you connect to Minnie, and what does Minnie mean to you?
I had the great opportunity to spend some time with both Charlie Rice Minoso and Sharon Rice Minoso the evening that they got the call that Minnie was going into the Hall of Fame. Just so happened again, I was working at Nisei that evening, and Minnie used to hang out around the corner at Sluggers, and I got word that Sharon and Charlie were both there and wanted to have a drink, and for a kid that just wants to make beer, that's incredibly fulfilling to hear this Legends family want to spend time with me. Again, a kid that just wants to make beer. So, it's insanely fulfilling because it lets me know that, I'm moving with deliberation and sincerity in the narratives and the stories that I tell via craft beer.
It's a beautiful thing, man, and good luck to you. I mean, I tasted the sketchbook beer when we had it out here. We tasted the Summer 54 last year. Of course, look at that. There's a sketchbook beer. Good luck. I will.
The honey one too.
The honey, yeah. Harold's.
Shake brought that one.
Yeah, Harold's delicious. Yeah, we had a 4-pack here. So good luck to you. I will not be out there tomorrow, but tell us where we could find this beer otherwise instead of ChiSox Bar and Grill. ChiSox Bar and Grill. Where else can we find the Summer 54 Hall of Fame edition beer?
You'll definitely be able to get it at Nisei Lounge, just because we need that north side, south side representation. You can also get it at Haymarket's Brew Pub, which is on 737 West Randolph in the West Loop. We have a few more locations that we're in talks with. So I will definitely stay tuned to my Twitter and my Instagram. The Twitter is Major League. The Instagram, it's also Major League, but also Black Beer Baron. So as we secure these accounts, you guys will definitely be in the know to make it more accessible to everybody involved.
And best of luck to you, because it's great beer and it's a great cause, and we love the Lost Boys. We love Minnie Mignoso. We love Shaquia Taylor. So I mean, we love Jay Westbrook. So I mean, congrats to you.
It's a family affair.
The more success to you. You can follow him again at Maja, MAJALEEG, and then at the Black Beer Baron on Twitter. Appreciate you, Jay, and best of luck tomorrow with the beer tapping.
Appreciate y'all as well. Peace and love.
Go Sox. That's a good Sox fan, man.
Yeah,
the one dog jersey got me. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's deep. That's going real deep into the archives right there. I mean, you got to be of a certain age to appreciate one dog in his White Sox career. Triples galore back then in the day.
77. That man averaged 10 triples a year.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just really ridiculous. And like I said, played a quality center field, a lot of range out there.
Yeah.
90s White Sox, early 90s White Sox. It's my shit right there.
And we want to apologize. Stefan Bardo saying, Herb, I was waiting for you. It took 30 minutes. Was not Herb's fault. This guy right here thought the show started at 11:30. It did not.
We don't have to break the fourth wall. It's all good. We're on when we're on. I appreciate you,
Hey.
Stefan. Thank you for waiting. We appreciate you, but we'll get you this episode as soon as we can. When we're all ready to go, we want to get you a quality one. And so we weren't all ready at the time that we're supposed to go on, but we have no rush here. Nobody else has to do a show after us.
I had no rush looking for parking either. If I knew the show started at 11, I would have been here at like 11:10. But I was like, I got till 11:30. And what's up, KPW and Brennan? Appreciate you guys joining us. And again, the best way to support CHGO, one way is to join us on these live shows and live podcasts and listening to the podcast and downloading them. But you can also support CHGO by downloading the PointsBet app and using code CHGO when you sign up. If you do that right now, you get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. That's not it. Make a $50 or more first-time deposit. You receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from a CHGO locker. That's $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, and a free t-shirt from a CHGO locker, all for making a first-time deposit of $50 or more using the PointsBet app. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com and we'll help you out. And PointsBet's your home for live in-play betting, and it's just got even better. If you see an edge in the game you're watching, if your favorite team is primed for a comeback, now that sports is finally back, don't just watch the game, bet along with it live. There's more live betting, more live markets, and faster live cash outs with the PointsBet app. So what are you waiting for? It's time to elevate your live betting game. Download the PointsBet app right now and use promo code CHGO and you can sign up. Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life at PointsBet. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling and referral services. And our next product, Owen, is a 100% plant-based protein shake that gives you nutrition that works as hard as you do. All their products are free of artificial ingredients, allergen-friendly, no gluten or dairy, and they're easily digestible. They got chocolate, vanilla, salted caramel, strawberry banana, and I first heard about Owen from Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields, who follows a plant-based diet. That guy's running around every Sunday, avoiding tacklers. You saw Jason Peters say he's going to be a great quarterback because he's got all the tools, he's got all the intangibles, and he lives that plant-based life. So he's putting good into his body. After he exerts all that energy, he's making sure he keeps his body at top shape, and that is by using Owen, a plant-based protein shake, following a plant-based diet. And again, no artificial ingredients. It's allergen-friendly. There's no gluten or dairy. It's easily digestible. Owen and CHGO partnered up to give you an awesome offer. You can get 20% off your first purchase at liveowen.com. That's LIVEOWYN.com. And with code CHGO20, you can get 20% off your first purchase again at liveowen.com. Join me and Justin Fields and try Owen. It's only what you need. All right. Herb, first off, it's very intimidating having the boss in the conference room, literally behind Steven.
I see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from Denver.
Yeah, our guy Brandon Spano's in the house, and you guys can't see him because it's like we're looking at the camera. If we're looking at you, Brandon's like right behind there, behind a glass wall. And he's like looking at us like, you guys better do a great job.
Yeah,
no, he's not like
untangling.
I felt a lot better before I knew
computer
that. Now
tray.
I'm really uptight.
Hey, nice shoes, by the way, Steven. I didn't get a chance.
Thank
We
you.
were rushing in early. He's rocking the Jordan Tar Heel Nikes.
It's a weird thing. I was literally just in Denver, or the Denver area, did not see any of them because, I was in the suburbs, and now he's here in Chicago.
He knows, too.
I should go and visit him now.
He came here just to yell at you for avoiding him.
It's like, God damn it,
in Denver.
come to Denver.
Shout out to Pale Hose Mike, who's dropping in a super chat early on in the morning. Thanks for helping make Act 1 of 2022 White Sox more bearable than I had any right to be. We appreciate you, Pale Hose Mike, and we appreciate that we can make it enjoyable.
Yeah, I appreciate Pale Hose Mike. He's very active in the Discord, which you guys can be in there too if you become a member of all CHGO, allchgo.com. Become a member. You can chat with folks like Sean, myself, Pale Hose Mike. Josh, I think, is in there.
You get a free T-shirt.
Free T-shirt.
Pretty sure Brennan's in there. I mean, it's a good game. It's a
free,
good group.
nice, good T-shirt. I would suggest the CHGO. What's that? The Skyline.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one. Mercy. I tell you what.
Hey, we got the Southside Bias one as well. That one's real tight, real new.
And then the
White
Brawler
Sox
Sox one. I wear that every other day.
whenever it's clean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear it too much here because people are like, oh, you're just out here chilling. Look at me. I just wear black T-shirts all the time.
See, but my thing
and
is,
they're
I
always
feel like
great.
I don't wear the shirt enough. I feel like I'm too protective of the shirt.
Nah, I mean, if you go back and we have a year-end thing where we're just counting how many times a person has wore a shirt, you'll see me wearing this shirt that's on the screen right now. If you're listening on the podcast, it is the CHGO Skyline shirt. I'll wear that at least 17 times in this season.
It's real clean.
And I just got it last week.
Maybe we'll get some stats, since I'm the math guy on this show. Maybe I'll get stats of shirts Herb has worn on the show, and we'll get
I usually always
tally.
wear this hat too. So
Speaking of being the math guy, Sean, you got a video coming up. Any idea what you're doing?
Oh
for it yet?
yeah,
I have no idea.
It's tomorrow, isn't it?
No, Saturday.
Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday.
With the first game of the doubleheader.
First game of the doubleheader. Because
Oh.
I'm guessing, they don't play on NBC Sports Chicago tomorrow?
I don't know.
They must be
Do they
Apple?
play on Apple TV?
I don't know.
It's Sean Anderson who won Sox Math on Sunday.
It's a shock of my life.
He won Sox Math. We've been doing it sporadically. We're just sitting here sometimes during the games, and Sean will say the answer and then say, oh, it's too late because this guy got it. It's not in time. But I was away this time, and he sent to the answer. Drunk Sox fan Steve-O was here, giving him love. That's probably why you have another smart person there. Literally, Steve-O is a smart.
Steve-O didn't help. Let's not give Steve-O
no,
credit.
but
He
the
doesn't
energy.
need it.
You have an actual person that you probably didn't want to embarrass yourself in front of. He's a teacher.
I guess. I think, honestly, I was just so casual about it. It was the first time I wasn't, rushing. I was like, if I get it, I get it. But I was just quick at Googling. I didn't know who was in the 1933 All-Star game for the Sox. Apparently, it's Jimmy Dykes and Al Simmons. And apparently, those guys had, 388 hits in 1933. I don't know. One idea I thought to have, I'm not going to do it. You ever see Billy Madison?
I have.
Okay, that scene where Steve Buscemi is calling him and he crosses off the thing.
And puts on lipstick after, yes.
I was thinking lifetime achievements, and I'd be work at the Score, work at CHGO, have my own podcast, whatever. And then it's win Sox Math, and then I cross that off. And it's back to you, Jason and Steve.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty
Herb,
good.
you weren't
That's
here
pretty
for
good.
when he won. It was really funny, actually. I didn't even know he put his response on Twitter. All of a sudden, I hear him go, "Oh shit!" I look up, what? I think I just won Sox Math. Really weird response to winning something.
Well, I saw Chuck Garfien tweet out my answer, and I was like, oh shit. That must be right.
Yeah.
If Chuck's tweeting it out, Chuck can do math. Chuck's got a degree. And he was right, and I beat him, and he was the second person to get it.
I'm here with a celebrity. Whatever you guys do on Saturday, definitely tune into the game just for the Sox Math portion because
A lot of pressure.
Sean and I played versus each other
A lot of pressure.
in the 108 tournament a couple of years ago, and he made it really close. And also, I think it was
did not
Rob
make it
Hart.
close.
He made it closer than it should have. Sean was very, very young in his Sox and score career, and he made it really close because his videos he had were just so great, and people really gravitated to him. And so he'll put out something really good. I don't know. I don't mind the one you just said, but I'll be looking forward to something maybe a little different because I already seen that. I mean, I'm already thinking about it right now. But that is really good, though.
I love.
You're not gonna bring the coach back?
No, I mean, it's easy to bring the coach back. I don't know if
You got to have a bar again.
Would Stoney appreciate the coach? I don't know. It's difficult. First off, I appreciate the kind words, but I don't know. And also, it was you won 98-2 or to 1-1.
Yeah.
Rob Hart and I literally were battling for second place.
Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it will be a deep cut. You should do it.
We'll see.
Do the Billy Madison one.
Well, I have another idea, an idea that is probably a little more original, so I might end up going with that.
I just can't wait. I can't wait for it.
Also, NFL news apparently only breaks during our show. Cards and Kyler Murray agree to a 5-year deal worth $230 million. It just feels like, Baker Mayfield was traded during our show, so I don't know. It's just weird to see.
The Desert Dachshund. That's what my guy Brad Evans calls him. The Desert Dachshund. Getting money.
Dachshund's a dog, right?
Yeah, because he's short. He's
yeah. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
And then he plays in Arizona.
His legs look funny.
Yes.
For an NFL quarterback, that man's legs look hilarious.
He's like 5'11".
Yeah.
He's short.
Shout out to Jake, CHGO show during the workday. Say less. You got it. We got you covered. Tomorrow we will be live for a pre and post game, so make sure you join us for that. That will be starting at 6:30. We'll be previewing that Guardians game. And shout out to Jaxo. Sox are better on the road this year than last. They're the third best American League team on the road this year. That's been shocking to see.
And that's half the reason why when we are starting to talk about this second half, the White Sox are going to be a better team in this post-All-Star schedule. Firstly, the bad teams are playing. Secondly, they've played horribly at home. They've played like sub-500 baseball at home, and that doesn't happen for most teams in Major League. Even if you have a losing record overall, you usually win more games at home than you lose. So I think the White Sox will recover and starts on tomorrow with the Guardians games.
Yeah, and it's going to be important. It's just more AL Central games. It was 15 and 14 days, but the stretch still continues. So, you're going to have, 19, I think, in that stretch. So,
Yep.
It's important. I'm excited to see how they come out of the gate. How does this team look with this long of a break? And maybe they feel refreshed, rejuvenated. They were great heading out of the break, so maybe you finish high like that. You're able to carry this through. And since June 9th, they've scored the second most runs in the MLB. So, that's been fun to see. This Sox team feels like they have a different energy. I love Rusted bringing in second half themes will include the Yohan haters got quiet. Yaz is Yaz again. Oh, my God, August Abreu is now in the MVP conversation. And, Cease is going to win the Cy Young. I think the one that's going to actually happen is Cease winning the Cy Young. And he's just really felt like such a different pitcher at this point. August Abreu, he's around the corner. He's coming. We know he's dangerous. And that's why I feel so confident in the Sox, because if they can have a good end of July, I know August will be good for them. Right?
Yeah. I agree, but like you were saying, I think you said it on Monday, like the first day the White Sox did not have a game. You're like, I miss baseball already.
Yeah.
And it's because the White Sox played so well going into the break, and that's what I worry about, like that time off. Like, I know momentum is the next day starting pitcher, but also when you're playing well and you're hitting well, like Yohan started to get his stroke back, the full team is starting to murder teams, and then showing the Minnesota Twins that you guys are pretenders. I hope you guys enjoy the first place status that you have currently, because we're coming for it real soon for it. And that's why I was really mad that, oh man, the All-Star break is here. But that confidence you have into going into the All-Star break with the rest that they're going to have, which is needed for Michael Kopech and a couple of their starters who have been injured, is going to be key for them going down the stretch here in these last 70 games, I believe. And I hope they keep the same mentality that they had versus Minnesota Twins and the last two games versus the Guardians, even probably the first two games. Hey, these teams in front of us, they think they're better than us. Let's show them in these 4 games that you guys are still a little brother. And that's what the White Sox will do versus the Guardian.
Yeah, and I do worry always against the Guardians just because they do have great right-handed pitching. We will see Cal Quantrill again. We'll see Tristan McKenzie again. You'll see Shane Bieber on Sunday.
Let's eat.
So I just worry because McKenzie has had good starts against the Sox before. Quantrill's had good starts against the Sox before. But, hey, if we're saying Yohan Moncada haters are going to be silenced, Cal Quantrill, known Yohan Moncada hater.
And I assume Yasmani Grandal will be activated for tomorrow's game.
I'm not sure. I would think so.
Yeah.
He just got a ton of time off. He's looked like he's swinging a healthy bat down there. Feels like it's time.
Yeah.
So
and I know that they're going to keep all 3 catchers, like we were speculating. I wonder who they're going to send down for Yasmani coming back to the Major League squad. I have no problem. I would have a huge problem if they sent either of the two guys down because I don't think either of them have any options left, either Sebi or Reese. I know Reese doesn't have any. That's why he was traded to the White Sox.
Both guys would have to get one of the guys, whoever got sent down, would have to be DFA'd because I think the idea was that they wouldn't carry 3 catchers. I wouldn't want them to. So I'm fine to say goodbye to Reese McGuire at this point.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
He's not. I mean, Sebi has just been better.
Okay.
And at this point, Yasmani Grandal is the highest paid free agent in team history.
Yes.
He has to play. You have to get him out there. Sebi's just been better. That's all it is. It's business. Thanks, Reese, for your time.
I mean, the lack of flexibility in their, playing any other position besides designated hitter makes them in a bind. But I would be fine if they sent Gavin Sheets back down. I know he's been hitting much better, and I know he's our lefty power bat, but we're going to have our regular lefty power bats in the lineup already with Yoan and Yaz if they're both coming back. And I know, but Gavin has options.
But
that's the thing I'm saying. And maybe is Jake Berger been sent down, or is he still in the IL?
Berger is on the IL and making his rehab appearances right now.
So maybe
he just started his rehab.
Maybe just send Jake Berger down because I would love to keep all 3 of those catchers. It's a good and bad problem to have because of the lack of flexibility. But I think Reese McGuire would be solid, and I don't know if Sebi Zavala is this guy the whole time.
I understand that, but I'm fine taking that gamble because Reese hasn't done anything with the bat. Jake's asking McGuire's been our best defensive catcher, though. No. I think actually Sebi has passed him. Reese was one of the better ones to start the year, but he has fallen off, and he is no better than Yasmani Grandal and Sebi Zavala when it comes to framing. And Sebi's been really good defensively, especially at plays at the plate. He's been really good at scooping up, tagging. He's been really nice at making some picks. So I just think that defensively, especially with the confidence that Sebi has gained offensively, his defense has definitely caught up to his offense. And we've heard before that Sebi was a really good catcher down in the minor leagues, and I think we're seeing that right now. I would say, DFAing Leary sounds like a smart idea. Jake say we should just DFA Leary and keep all 3 catchers, to be honest. But I think if the decision's between Reese McGuire or Gavin Sheets, I'd rather see Gavin Sheets because he's a more valuable bat off that bench.
But that's what I'm saying. You lose Reese McGuire. He's off the team. Some other team's going to scoop him up. There is no way he's getting through waivers there. With Gavin Sheets, you have at least some time to reassess and have him go down to AAA. I know he's been doing well, but I don't see the need for him if we're trying to get Sebi some extra at-bats or Reese catching that day, and then one of the guys has to be a designated hitter. And if we have Aloy back too, where's Gavin Sheets going to get his at-bats? In right field still with A.J. Pollock?
Well, yeah, I mean, it has to be in right field because Pollock's been so bad. He's been all right against left-handers. But, yeah, I mean, now your right field is going to look like Engel, Pollock, and Aloy. Or Engel, Pollock, and Gavin Sheets. And now you'll have Vaughn and Aloy splitting time out in left field.
And I would like
It's ugly.
Yeah.
But that's the White Sox.
I would like to take the option away from Tony to play Gavin Sheets all the time he plays him.
He's been better. He's been better, and I think that he's provided. The White Sox wouldn't be where they are right now, especially after June, if Gavin Sheets hasn't been up. I mean, they fixed something. He looks a little bit more confident out there. I agree with you that I am for upgrading that position entirely. Go out and get a right fielder. If Gavin Sheets isn't on this team after August 3rd, I won't mind, but
great.
He's better than Reese. We got a super chat from our guy Rusted. This super chat is for all of you #elite Yoan haters out there. Cry more. Yoan is going to be silencing fools and haters. Second half is ours. Go Sox. Love that. I'm excited for him. I was listening to Dan Szymborski and Josh Nelson from Sox Machine today, and they were talking about Yoan Moncada, and Dan was like, he is a guy that has put up a 5-win WAR season before, a 4-win WAR season before. If the walking comes around, Yoan Moncada will be a valuable player again. And I think we saw that. I think in his last 9 games, he had an OPS over 900. So it felt like Moncada was back, and I think it's mostly due to the yellow shoes.
Yes, and he went away from him in the middle of that, and
he had to get him cleaned.
Yeah, and got hurt, and I was like, "Hey, man, you lose the mustard shoes, you lose your power." That's your Samson thing right there. You lose the yellow gloves and the yellow shoes, you can't hit anymore. It's an old saying. You look good, you play good. Play good, they pay good. So keep on doing that, Johan. Whatever you need to do, be swagalicious out there. But the ketchup on the hot dog thing you had yesterday, Johan.
That was brutal.
It's your mouth. But also, that's a child's condiment. Come on now.
What is he, 6?
Yeah.
I mean, my good friend, and Steven's looking around like he's 6 years old. Are you 6 years old and you only put ketchup on your hot dog?
If that's the criteria for putting,
oh Jesus,
yeah, then yeah, I'm 6 years old.
I love my dear friend Marty. My friend Marty O'Connell is a good friend. But he literally, I think his favorite food is hot dog and ketchup. Ugh. And it's just it's, you know, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here?
Like,
You're adults. You pay rent.
I'm in favor of things that enhance the flavor of the main thing. I think ketchup masks the flavor of a hot dog. It is your mouth, so eat it with whatever you want to, but I'm going to judge you.
You don't have to, though.
I'm going to judge you, and I'm going to judge my fiance, who also eats hot dogs with ketchup on it. I'm like, if you're at the house and making a house dog, cool. But you're out there at a gourmet hot dog spot, like Gene and Jude's, and gourmet is a little far, or you're out there at Super Dog, wherever you're at, get it how it's supposed to be made. Get it how the chef wants you to eat it with onions. And he was like, Saboya on a hot dog? Saboya? I was like, yeah, that's Chicago. Like, how long you been in Chicago, Yohan? You have not tried a Saboya? I know you've been to the region. They eat hot dogs out there, too.
Can you not smell the onions from third base? They're right there. Come on. It's brutal. And Evie saying, "Don't yuck the boys' yum." Damn, I get it. You know, I mean, it is, you know, what people like. I don't care. You got to eat. All right, but
I'm just trying. Like people have introduced me to different things where I didn't know.
Right.
Like they've introduced me to tahine. It's great. It's awesome. Like you eat tahine with anything, watermelon, mango. You can eat it with popcorn, and it's a good thing to know. Like I didn't know before. I'm giving Johan the knowledge. Like you should never eat your hot dog with something that's gonna mask the flavor of the hot dog. So ketchup is a masking of the flavor of hot dog.
Did you see the Kentucky quarterback who puts mayo in his coffee? Oh my
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
I hope they lose every game.
Upsetting.
They should lose every game.
He
put more mayo in that coffee than you should put on a sandwich.
Yes.
And I love mayonnaise on a sandwich. If you just spread it just on the 2 pieces of bread, just enough, that's about it.
Thin.
He put probably 2 tablespoons of effing mayo in his coffee.
It was a squeeze bottle, too.
Yeah, I was like, ugh, this man is disgusting. I hope Kentucky loses every single game and he goes to jail for life.
Look at KPW's reaction. This is Canada. They do weird shit up there, Herb.
They eat fries with mayonnaise.
He says, wait, mayo in his coffee.
Yes.
Mayo in his hot coffee. I don't know why cold would make it better, but hot mayo is disgusting.
And the thing is, the mayonnaise wasn't going in it like a creamer would eventually turn the coffee brown. This was just staying on the surface and just the fat was separating from the rest of the mayonnaise. I was like, why is he doing that? I wouldn't eat mayo by itself.
No.
He put it in a coffee, which I don't like either. I just drink it so I can be hyped for the show.
I won't be able to eat mayo for a week after seeing that video. I will be asking for all my sandwiches without mayo.
Cody ate a whole jar of mayo.
But that was for a bet.
Yeah.
That's different. If it's for money, I understand. But this guy is willfully putting mayo in his coffee. I will absolutely yuck that yum. And I'm not enjoying mayo in your coffee talk, but if you enjoy CHGO, which we hope you are, one way to help us continue to grow is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. Not only are you going to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000, but if you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from CHGO Locker. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we'll help you out. And in case you missed it, online sign-up is available in Illinois. You can download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. You'll be signing up with the fastest sportsbook easier than ever, so you can start living your bet life in seconds. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. All right, real quick, I want to go up to our guy Jimbo's comment just because I thought it was really sweet, and I appreciate you guys. Up a little bit more, 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 up a little bit more. Up, he's got 2. We'll go to. I'd like to echo Palho's Mike and thank you guys for your great work. I've been less present lately for a variety of reasons, but look forward to the race to the finish. Appreciate you, Jimbo. I appreciate our Jake Berger lookalike. Mm-hmm. And did you know Jimbo's in a professional adult baseball league?
Oh, yeah, he's a pitcher.
I saw him throwing on the mound.
Yeah,
Looked all sick.
Yeah, Jimbo throws some heat. Probably more junk balls than actual, like, fire, but yeah, Jimbo, I saw him in the uniform. I was like, my man looks sharp out there.
We need Jimbo's grips here. And if we can go back to Jimbo's comment about home runs, I thought it was a good and probably a good jumping point for the Sox. Sox are 600, or have a 60% win percentage in close games. They win more games in parks that allow fewer home runs. The G rate is second in home run park factor. In conclusion, ball go far, team go far. This is absolutely correct. The White Sox have the 26th worst slugging percentage at home. They have a weighted runs created plus of 90 at home, which is tied for 25th worst. And that's, around San Diego. And San Diego's playing in a pitcher's park. Like Jimbo says, that is the best park in the major leagues, the G rate for left-handed power. So that's, again, another reason why I don't want to send Gavin Sheets down. Reese McGuire hasn't even been able to take advantage of that park yet as a left-handed hitter. I would love to see Gavin Sheets, and I would love to see any move for a left-handed bat at the deadline. I think that could take the Sox to the next level. It's why I was, stumping for Kyle Schwarber this year during the offseason.
And like we had the super chat, and it was $5 for the Yoan haters. That's a big-time game. Rusted, this super chat is for all you elite Yoan haters out there. Cry more. Yoan's going to be silencing fools and haters. Second half is ours. Go Sox. That guy and Eloy Jimenez, who has hit 2 home runs this year. 2. That's the key to the White Sox second half. And, of course, Yasmani Grandal. We need more power production from those 3 bats specifically. Now, Yoan can hit home runs anywhere, and I think Eloy can hit home runs at any part of the field, but it seems like he is trying to pull everything. As Steve said a couple of years ago, I think it was 2019, when Eloy starts hitting the ball to right field, watch out. That means that he's allowing the ball to get deep, and he's trusting his hands to get through the zone quickly. He's not rushing. He's not swinging and flailing at those outside sliders. Well, he's just letting that ball travel and do its break, and then serving that ball out to right field. And he has enough power, like most of these White Sox hitters. Tim Anderson has shown you enough power to get the ball out to right field. And if we're getting the most home runs out there to right field in this ballpark, right-handers can reach that too. So Eloy, Yoan, Yasmani, who was hitting bombs down there in AAA and AA, need to come up for the second half. And if they perform to the back of the baseball card in the second half, and if Yasmani has the second half that he had last year, watch out. White Sox are going to be attacking people.
And it felt like Yasmani, it's something, it is minor league pitching, but it felt like something woke up for him. He had like an OBP, I think, over 500 in AAA and AA. He had a slugging percentage over 600. So it feels like, that might be coming, right? He had 23 homers last year. If he can get up to 10 by the end of the year, I know that isn't a ton for the most paid White Sox free agent of all time, but still, getting up to 10 home runs with the season that he has had, that'd be great. I think right now he's got 2. So if he's able to hit 8 in the last half of the year for the Sox, let's go.
I think that's a low number for him, and I appreciate you giving him that pass. I'm asking for 20.
20?
You owe us.
You want to hit him? You want him to hit 18 homers?
Yes, in 70 games. Yes. Yasmani, you gotta get loose. He had 26 last year or 23 last year?
90 games.
Yeah, so
23 and 92, I think, or
okay.
93.
He owes some home runs for the games he played, and I know he was hurt. And our guy Vinny said he was recovering from multiple things, multiple injuries, and playing through them. I disagreed with the White Sox plan to do that, of him playing through injuries, but now he seems like he's fully healthy. He's got his legs underneath him, and Yasmani starts launching the balls. That's where the White Sox are going to go far with those 3 guys, Yasmani, Yoan, and Eloy, finally bringing the power bat to the White Sox.
I'm down with more power coming from what's inside the team. It'd be great to see more power from Robert. Feels like he's finding that stroke more consistently. What's that?
Is he fine, though?
He's lightheaded. The last thing we heard was lightheadedness that has kept him out. You'd hope that he'd be all right once he came back from Chicago. We haven't heard from the team. He was supposed to go back to Chicago on Monday with Minnesota and get examined by the team doctors. We haven't heard anything from the team since, but I assume that probably means no news is good news. Mm-hmm. That probably, he's fine and recovered. So hopefully he can do it. I'm not too concerned about Luis Robert. I don't know if you – there sounds like there's more concern in your voice.
Like, I looked at the play. I didn't see anything, and I get lightheaded, and he's stat out for the next 2 games. And maybe that was because, no need to rush him. Firstly, Adam Engel's having a great series. Secondly, we're going right into the All-Star break. Give him enough time to recover. We'll check him out back in Chicago. And hopefully that's all it was, just extra days off. You need them anyways. Lightheadedness is nothing to play with. We're going to get an MRI, make sure everything's on the up and up, and getting to go. So if we have a positive word from the White Sox that Robert's good, that'll be awesome, because then finally, when Yasmani comes back, we'll have our Voltron. Everything will come all together for the first time this year. And imagine, and Palos Mike says, I think there was an IL time for Robert. We would have heard about it by today, and that's correct, Palos Mike. Having that full team back where they've played, 10 games in the last couple of years together will be a thing. And they'll be the team that we envision them to be. We'll be at full health offensively, at least. Pitching-wise, we're still kind of shaky because Michael Kopech, that's still kind of scaring me how he's kind of falling off the table. Good outing in Minnesota, but the miles per hour is still down.
Well, he got up to 95. I think it was his third highest average pitch velocity.
Yeah, but he's 98 when he's good.
And he goes up 3 miles per hour. I mean, that just kind of shows, hopefully he's getting healthy.
Yeah.
I think that's a really encouraging sign. I'm less worried about Kopech than I was. I'm easily still worried most about Lance Lynn.
And still having his first inning on struggles, too.
That's true. And, I heard this discussion. I don't know if you have any thoughts, but if Michael Kopech needed to move to the bullpen, we talked that he's easily over, what if it's in last year's outing. He's closing in on 100 innings. I think he's around 90. What are your thoughts on moving him possibly to the bullpen? Or do you need him in the starting role? Or do you go out and get a starter at the trade deadline, and then you got Cueto, Lynn, Giolito, Cease, new starter, and then Kopech coming out of the bullpen whenever you need him?
I would love for Kopech to be ramped down from where he is at right now. He's pitched the most innings he's ever pitched as a professional baseball player or as a Major League Baseball player. This is his first year of full starting. So, yes, it's going to be really tough for him to finish strong. I think I predicted 125 innings before the season, and he's quickly approaching that. So if he pitches as a starter in the 5-man rotation, he's going to exceed that by far. I think he's going to get to at least 145 innings if he continues with this pace. But I see the White Sox probably ramping him down. And I have faith in what Davis Martin has done and the couple times he's pitched for the White Sox. And to a lesser degree, Jimmy Lambert. But I do like Jimmy Lambert in the bullpen with 98-mile-per-hour stuff. Never thought that was going to be coming into fruition with Jimmy Lambert. If he's a guy like this, maybe he's a nice piece where you can send him to another team or have him as instead of Jose Ruiz, you have Jimmy Lambert, or just another option in there, or ahead of Joe Kelly, who's actually looked kind of good the last couple times he's been out there. Mm-hmm. But they have some options if they want to shut down Michael Kopech or just slow him down for now. Because I'm concerned about his arm. I'm concerned about his stamina going forward. And in the playoffs, technically, he probably won't pitch if it's the first round. You're probably going to go with Cease and Giolito. And then right now, not Lance Lynn. You're going to go with Johnny Cueto if it stays the way it is right now.
If Kopech has his velocity, I would go Kopech.
Over Cueto?
Absolutely.
Woo, friends.
Do you remember what Kopech did with his velocity versus the Yankees?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's just, to me, he did that twice against the Yankees, not even having his best fastball in one of those starts. I mean, I understand Cueto can keep guys off balance to keep that, but there's just more next level stuff with Kopech.
Is it better to have Johnny Cueto as a starter and Michael Kopech as a reliever, or as Michael Kopech as a starter, Johnny Cueto as a reliever?
You're reading my mind. We saw that happen with Texas. Kopech had to leave the first inning, and then Cueto ended up coming in, and it went all right. We did see Dylan Cease warming up at the bullpen. He was just getting his bullpen in that game, but we also saw Dylan Cease reliever. We see Kopech's first inning struggles. Why not go Kopech as the opener and then roll with Kopech coming out of the bullpen?
So Cueto
maybe he's got that mindset of hey, I just got to attack because it's already the 6th inning.
So you said you would go Kopech, Cueto in that order.
Cueto opener.
Kopech.
Cueto opener. Kopech coming in the bullpen.
Okay.
Out of the bullpen.
All right. It wouldn't be an opener because Cueto is going to say, hey, I'm pitching 7.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Here's their runs.
Hey, and then,
here
comes in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, Michael Kopech. Yikes, watch out. And it is interesting, too. I think Pale Hose Mike ended up saying, Kopech's going to get more rest, too, because he's not supposed to be pitching in the Cleveland series. So Lucas Giolito would get the start on Friday for the Sox. Johnny Cueto on Saturday. Lance Lynn on Saturday. There's a doubleheader at 12:10 and 6:15. The later game is on Fox. Friday's game is on Apple TV+. And then on Sunday, 1:10 game, Dylan Cease will be on the mound versus Shane Bieber, which will be fun. But I'm surprised that you don't see Davis Martin getting called up here, and maybe you push even Lance Lynn, throw him in Colorado, and then you have Kopech, who likely would probably end up pitching in Colorado.
The reason is because they have off days both on Monday and I believe on Thursday when they travel out to Colorado. So there's no need to have a bullpen arm, a guy coming up from the minor leagues when you can have those off days in between there, and you don't have to have the 19 games in a row or the 20 games in a row that they sometimes have where you want to have a minor league arm being brought up for that doubleheader. So yeah, I much rather have the arms out there, and I know that Lance Lynn is struggling this year, but this break, this All-Star break, I saw him in the pool relaxing, enjoying time with his family. Hopefully it was good. He can learn how to pitch again, be the guy that he was last year, because this year's guy is rough. Yeah, really rough.
I have faith. It's waning with every start, but I have faith. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see what the Sox do. Let's look at their remaining schedule and kind of figure out what this team needs and what this team might do. I think a starter is definitely in the odds here. Maybe they go out and go all in because it feels like they want to win this division. It feels like that has been the goal, that they see that Minnesota isn't that strong and can go and take that team down. So the Astros and Padres, those are playoff caliber teams. They got 7 games left against the Astros and Padres. They got 9 games left versus the Twins. They got 10 games left against the Guardians, 4 of them coming up this weekend. Against the Mariners, Orioles, and Rangers, there are 10 games left, and thank you, Steven, for moving them into the wild card instead of the offensive term I think that we're using. What were we calling them? Bad?
No,
rebuild?
It was a different term.
It wasn't rebuild. Underperforming.
Oh, in this category,
it was another word for bad. But now the Mariners have won 14 straight, so we can't use that one.
It's funny. The Mariners have won 14 straight, and they're 9 games behind the Houston Astros.
Right, and
got hotter than shit just to be way behind the Astros.
Imagine if the White Sox go on a 14-game win streak.
The division is over.
The division is over. So,
Cashed.
We called it mediocre.
Mediocre, yeah. It's tough to call a team on a 14-game win streak mediocre. But, yeah, I mean, if the White Sox went on that Mariners run or the Orioles run of 10 win games, I mean, done. It's over.
It's over.
I mean, the Twins can't come back from that. And the White Sox need to be 3 games better than the Twins in the second half, so hopefully they can do that. 34 games left against the D-backs, who just got rid of Dallas Keuchel, unfortunately.
Rest in peace. At D-backs clubhouse is in shambles.
Sky Point. Yeah, I mean, maybe, the White Sox, we're talking about getting another starter. Maybe they get a leader, a proven guy, a guy that, when the White Sox had him, there was no cliques, right? In the locker room, there were no leadership issues because that guy was there.
Oh, I thought you were, saying they should go and get the D-backs, Madison Bumgarner.
No, Dallas Keuchel.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, 2020 was great.
Yeah.
Dallas Keuchel was here. 2021 was great. Dallas Keuchel was here. I mean, that's 2022 is here. Dallas Keuchel's gone. I mean, that has to be the link, right? That has to be the missing piece. Let's look at go back to the schedule here. They got 4 games against the Guardians, 2 games against Colorado, 3 games against Oakland to close out July. Easily, they should finish above 500, but I'm thinking that August is going to be a huge month for them. If they're able to win each of these series against Cleveland, go 3-1 against them, if they're able to take the 2 games against Colorado, which they should be able to do, and if they're able to go 2-1 against Oakland, you might be looking at the first place Chicago White Sox by April 1st. And then you play Kansas City, and then you play Texas, and then you get 4 more against Kansas City, then you get 3 against Detroit. They could put this division out of race by the 14th.
And remember, the trade deadline is on August 2nd this year. Kansas City's going to trade Andrew Benintendi. I think that's a fait accompli. Yes, he cannot enter Canada legally, but he will be going to some other team. He's an all-star. He'll be on a different team. So their team will be weakened. They won't have Carlos Santana on the team, even though he wasn't really good with the Kansas City Royals, but he always seems to do well versus us. But guess what team he's on? The Mariner. They got 4 games versus him. Detroit, they'll be selling off probably some of those bullpen arms. They have really good bullpen health. I mean, Michael Fulmer probably be a trade deadline acquisition, but for some other team, I don't know if they're going to get rid of Gregory Soto, but we have games versus them. Texas, while they're in the wild card conversation, realistically, they should know, yes, they spent a lot of money on Corey Seager and Marcus Simeon and going to get John Gray. They're really not in the wild card picture. They're not realistically. So I would see them maybe waning and selling somebody off. And also KPW says Whit Merrifield will be gone too. Not to your beloved Toronto Blue Jays, KPW, because he doesn't want the shot either.
No, but he said if it was a playoff contender, he would get the shot. That's what he said. For a bum-ass team like the Royals, I'm not getting a shot. But, hey, if I'm in the playoffs, shoot me up.
Do it for your damn teammates, man.
Well, yeah, Dayton Moore said it was disgusting, his comments, which is true. It's real fucking selfish.
Well, Dayton Moore doesn't like porn either, so I'm grain of salt with Dayton Moore.
Dayton Moore's got issues. Glass House is there.
Yes,
Moore,
and we already talked about Jose Abreu when he circles August. The rest of the year is going to be August. Even after August, we're going to do like we did Locked On Sox last year. It's going to be August 32nd, August 33rd, in September. We're going to just have a calendar. Like, Sean's going to introduce the show. Welcome to CHGO White Sox. It is August 45th, and Jose Abreu has hit his 20th home run this month.
He's going to have 40 by the end of the year. Dave Barista saying Orioles are not serious. I'd imagine they sell. Yeah, it's tough to not sell in that division when you're 20 games out of the first place. But they're good. I mean, we see that at least, even if they don't have the best pitching, they could take 3 out of 4 against the White Sox. So I really don't want to, put too much disrespect on their name. And shout out to Jackie in the chat. I thought Sean was steering towards not Dallas Keuchel, but Jose Quintana. We'd be fine with Quintana.
Oh my God,
bring him back. We're out the red carpet for him. Yellow carpet?
That would be my birthday. I would love Q back. You know me. I love me some Q. That is my favorite pitcher in that era. Even better than Chris Sale. He wasn't a better pitcher, but I loved him more. When Q went to the Cubs, I was like, man, it's a tough pill to swallow. But we got Eloy. We got Flete. We got Rose. And some guy named Cease.
Who?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I heard he tried hitting. I forgot the Dylan Cease Revenge Tour is coming to a stadium near you too, because he didn't get named as an All-Star as he should have. He wouldn't have pitched anyways. Name him as the goddamn All-Star. They should do it like post when he wins his Cy Young. And in Cy Young things, like I like to thank Dusty Baker for
absolutely
getting
nothing.
Me right, getting me right here where I am when I got a sub-1 ERA in the second half. F the rest of y'all. Thank you for my Cy Young. I'm out, bitches, and throw a disc golf at somebody.
All right, you'd be down for Jose Quintana. What about another lefty, Joey Gallo? Would you be down with Joey Gallo? It's a name we haven't brought up.
I'll be better with Jerry Gallo. No, I'm good. I'm real good.
Do you know what his batting average is since he's been traded to the Yankees?
150.
162.
Brutal.
Does he get on base, though?
Not like he used to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does he hit home runs?
Yeah, he does that a little bit.
He has 11.
Not so much.
He has 11.
He
He'd be
used to.
second on the White Sox.
I want to say his on base was 280. Herb.
And that's weird, too. Like, we know the short porch they have there in Yankee Stadium. Come on now.
Right.
They only hit 11 home runs this year. That's disgusting. As a lefty power bat?
I think that's a guy that can't handle New York. I mean, I think it's just honestly pretty clear that guy cannot handle New York. Maybe if you get him out and into a different place, he's able to find more of that power. It'd be great. And maybe, hey, send him down to AAA, fix his swing, then call him up.
And I think he does field the ball pretty well.
Yeah.
If I recall his Rangers days, he was a decent fielder where he wasn't a liability. He actually was pretty decent in the outfield. So he would be an upgrade in right field. I would take him over Gavin Sheets. Let's say that.
You would.
If it was, and if the trade was Joey Gallo for Gavin Sheets, I've already done the deal. Once they said, Gavin, I'm hit the button and I'm shipping him out there. But I think it'll be a little bit more than just Gavin Sheets.
I mean, Gavin is produced better. Joey has a -4 outs above average in left field this year. 1 out above average in right field. So hasn't been good this year defensively. But in 2021, 6 outs above average.
Yeah.
So historically, he's been good.
Yeah, I'll be rolling dice on the guy that he was as Texas Ranger, not the Yankee. And he's still relatively young, where a change of scenery, like Steven said, he probably can't handle New York. Chicago's a little less rough than the media out there in New York, I think, and they have a less aspirations for the World Series. The Yankees are already pissed that they got like 70 wins. And Yankee fans are like, if we don't win the World Series, fire everybody. I'm like, you guys have one of the best teams and are tracking as the best offense and the best pitching staff. And you're like, oh, here, just already thinking about the World Series, which is a great thing to think about.
Hey, and that's that Yankee mindset right there. And that's why The Captain airs tonight, because they're just making 7-part documentaries about their team because, they got 27.
About bad shortstops.
Yeah.
Bad fielding shortstops. He was pretty decent offensively.
3,000 hits. That's tough to do.
Yeah.
And shout out to Shaquia Taylor, who's in that as well.
Oh, yeah.
She's gotten some shout outs because of the Jay Westbrook stuff. But,
and I didn't even see the episode because I missed it. And I saw all the tweets for Shake. So, yeah, shout out to Shake. I think the episode is on later on tonight at 8 o'clock. But don't watch that. Don't watch that at all. Watch me on the 108 tonight.
Hey.
YouTube.
There you go.
I'm going to be on with the guys from the 108. I think Ken W.O. and Celeste Spaghetti will also be on the panel.
Shout out Celeste.
So watch that show tonight. I'll probably be drunk and or high.
Enjoy. I will enjoy watching her be drunk or high. All right, her final thing. We got to go through some predictions and see how we did. We did this way back before the season. The Sox final record will be...
I said, what, you want me to do it now?
Yeah, let's just do your record now. What are they going to finish the season at?
I can't do the math. You're the math guy. I think they'll finish with 87 wins.
Okay.
87.
You said 94, so
yeah,
a fall right there.
A little downshift for me.
Yeah, not good to see. I said 95, so it's not better for me. I think they'll finish with 88 wins. I think they'll be a little bit better than you, just like you or last time. You said 94, I said 95. You say 87, I'll say 88. Is the ALDS where they'll still reach if they make the playoffs?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really don't see them taking a step further.
And looking at, and I think KPW and some people in the chat can correct me, and if you guys know, correct me, please. Even if the White Sox win the AL Central, I think the playoffs are the team with the better record gets to host that first round game. So if you're a wild card team, you still get to host the White Sox if you have a better record. If I read that correctly, I could have read it wrong,
Well, what I've heard is it's no different if you're a wild card team winner or a division winner at this point because you're still just going to be playing whoever. So I since the playoffs changed, they added a new wild card. Not really caught up on the playoff rules at this point. Jackie said she went from 96 to 86. Brennan's going with 83 wins, and Chirizi says drunk or high sounds good. So drunk or high Herb sounds perfect for Chirizi. Michael Kopech will pitch how many innings? I said 132 or 131 and 2/3. You said 125.
Yeah,
so it sounds like we're tracking there.
We're tracking. If the White Sox do what they should do, as some people have suggested and you suggested, maybe have him in a reduced role like a spot starter, skip a start of his. If you can have Davis Martin take that start instead, and then have Michael Kopech do like a 10-day rest, even though he didn't do well in the 9-day rest when he had to pitch versus Toronto. I think that's more Toronto than him actually having the rest. I think that would be better for his arm, better for the White Sox, because some of those starts have been rough, especially in that first inning.
Describe Luis Roberts' 2022 season in one sentence so far. So far, how would you describe it in one sentence?
Disappointing.
Yep. Just very, very disappointing because we both said that he'd be an MVP.
Yeah. I thought he was going to have one of the best, I think I said the best offensive season in White Sox history at the end of the year. He was tracking as such. With his last year coming up, this is third year, I thought, like, okay, he's understood how to hit Major League pitching. He's understood how they're attacking him, and to sit back and relax and enjoy what pitches come to him. But no, he's been flailing at a lot of sliders. But as of late, it seemed like he read the scouting reports. He's thought through at bats, seeing what pitchers are doing to him, and spitting on sliders all the time. And then if you have a ball middle, he will destroy it. He will not only hit it hard, he'll hit it fast and far. That Minnesota Grand Slam, man, I was in Denver. I could have flew back home by myself with my own wings. It was just so great to see him murder that ball.
Yeah, I hope he's able to turn it around and find more of that power consistently, because when we see it unleashed, it goes 450 feet plus, 480 feet plus. Like,
see, we have conflicting things. That. Brendan says Herb is right, team with best record will host. KPW says Herb, the division winners, will host regardless of record.
I looked at Sporting News, and Sporting News just said 4 will host 5, 3 will host 6, and that's all I got. The most important player for the 2022 season in the second half will be for the Sox?
Yasmani Grandal.
Okay. I like that. I'll just go with Jose Abreu. If Jose Abreu is hitting home runs, I think the team will be all right, no matter what, because some of you will get on base, whether it's Tim, Yoan, Yasmani, Luis. Jose will be driving in somebody. The correct prediction that every Sox fan sees coming is Sox win the AL Central.
That's literally what I said before the season. The Sox will win the AL Central. I think we've kept that same energy. I've waned a couple times, but I knew we had a bunch of games versus the Minnesota Twins and the Cleveland Guardians, so I knew the team that showed up in Minnesota was more likely to show up in the second half, and we'll catch these people. And our guy Alex Root said they're going to win it by 5 games plus, and I looked at him like, now I'm like, Alex is a fucking genius.
I just said that they're going to probably be putting the division away by August 14th, so I'm smoking something.
Is that when we
apparently.
go on our 14-game winning streak?
I think so. I think from the 22nd of July to the August 14th. I said that Robert for MVP is obvious, which is not. I will also add that Lucas Giolito will finish top 5 in American League Cy Young voting, so that's not right. But Dylan Cease will. So can I get a ding for that one? Dylan Cease will.
Nope.
Thank you very much.
You got one. Okay.
All right. This is the final one we'll do. Best case scenario, obviously, World Series champion. I don't think we have to worry too much about that one. But the correct prediction, no Sox fancies coming. Herb said Dallas Keuchel regains his 2020 form for half of the season. And he did not do that.
That still might happen. He might go to some other team and be Dallas Keuchel 2020.
He had it for
Didn't happen
one
for the White
start
Sox.
this year.
Hey, he repeated his first half of the 2020 season because he's now unemployed, just like everybody was at the start of the 2020
his
season.
2020 season didn't start until August, guys.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I still might be right.
So just like the first half of the season, dude didn't do shit
yeah.
in 2020. Anyways, that's it. Let's get into it.
Should I predict something that no one sees happening?
Yes.
Let's go with Sebi Zavala starts most of the games at catcher in the second half.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'll say Michael Kopech goes to the bullpen because I think a lot of fans will be surprised. We got people in here hanging out. These are the diehards, right? We got like under 30 people. Usually, when this thing's
We have
rolling.
70.
We have 70. Holy shit. It's still 70.
That's a lot. Thank you,
That
guys.
is a lot. Usually we're rolling with like 160 on the post game. So like I feel like you add Wayne, you add some of the other guys that are usually watching post game with us. I feel like people would not expect Sox moving Kopech to the bullpen. But I said Andrew Vaughn will be the second most productive hitter in the White Sox behind Luis Robert.
Dave
He's
Barista
just
believes
not
that Adam
behind Luis
Engel's
Robert.
going to earn the starting spot in right field.
That could happen.
I wouldn't be too opposed, especially the guy that showed up in Minnesota. He was gloving it. He was hitting it. That's the guy we saw most of 2021 when he came back from his torn hamstring off the bone. I don't know. He was hurt with a hamstring forever. But, yes, if Adam Engel continues with the bat, his work with Frank Menechino, that's the guy that's fixed Adam Engel. So that's why he stays. And he earns that spot in right field. I would gladly have A.J. Pollock be on the bench on somebody else's team. Gavin Sheets never to play right field ever again. And Adam Engel play in right field. We could have a solid outfield sans Aloy.
Yeah, right now I think, if the White Sox are able to figure out and fix some of the issues they have at the trade deadline, maybe we'll be ready to say White Sox are able to contend for the World Series. But unless Adam Engel turns into, 2016 Adam Eaton, I don't know if we're going to be World Series champions. But we'll see. We'll see what the White Sox do at the August 2nd deadline, and we'll see how the White Sox finish out in the second half. I'm feeling pretty gung-ho about it. I feel like Herb is as well.
Mr. C is really gung-ho about it.
He's saying 50 and 20 in the second half record. That'd be real special. That'd be 92 wins right there. So that'd be up to our season prediction. Still a little bit less, though. Still 2 games less.
That'll be 96 wins.
Oh, they have 46 wins. And
Yeah.
I'm the math guy.
What the hell?
I'm the math guy on the show. I can't add 46 and 50.
Can't trust St. Rita.
College degree. Brother Rice.
Same thing.
Please. Not the same thing. Go talk to Zoe if you want to talk to a Rita guy. First off, thank you to Jay Westbrook, the brewmaster, the guy who is very, 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 very talented. He's got the Summer of 54 beer. He's got all the stuff with Haymarket that he does. You mentioned, yes, Major League. You mentioned the Herald's one that he first started off
83.
with. You can follow him at Major League, MAJALL. LEEG on Twitter. Appreciate Jay joining us, and you could also head out to the ChiSox Bar and Grill tomorrow if you have a ticket. 2 hours before the game, they'll be tapping the Hall of Fame edition of the Summer of 54 beer. So shout out to Jay Westbrook and congrats to him for his accomplishments and his brewmastering career and his White Sox fandom. That's Herb Lawrence. You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. It's going to do it for the CHGO White Sox podcast. We'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll have a pregame starting at 6:30 and a postgame after the final out. Appreciate everyone for hanging out with us for over an hour. You guys rule, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Go Sox.